Hey guys, Neely here. Today is Friday and I'm going to do a food prep Friday. This is what I'm going to try to do weekly for a while and see how it goes. I have a few recipes that I'm going to be working on. I already did my soup and salad of the week a couple days ago, so that is already done. But I have a couple of freezer meals that I'm going to try. I'm going to do a couple things different that I've never done before, so I wanted to bring you guys along for that. I also need to make a big batch of German pancakes and a big batch of waffle mix, which you guys have seen me do 1,000 times because I do that every single month. But let me show you my list here of what I have going on. Alright, so I got my waffle mix and German pancakes on here, and then I'm going to do some pizza crusts. I've already started the dough. That's the no-knead bread dough that I always use for everything that has dough, and I will link down to the recipe down below. I have that sitting on the counter right now ready to go, and then I'm also going to try these freezer salmon patties. This is the recipe that I'm going to be using. Let's see, where is it from? Real Food, Real Family, and it's a pretty simple recipe. I'm not going to be doing the sauce. I do a tartar sauce that everybody likes, and that's what we'll probably have with it instead of the yogurt sauce, but that looks good as well. But it's a real simple recipe. I have a bunch of almond flour from making almond milk that I can use up. So I'm going to be using the almond flour there, and it's just a real simple recipe, but it looks really delicious. I have fresh parsley from the garden that I can use, and I'm just going to use dry dill. So I am just going to go ahead and get started.
To obey when I tell you to do something.
Making a couple pizzas for lunch. Got one in the oven. And I have the rest of the dough here that I'm going to form and freeze for later. So I got all my dough taken care of. What I ended up doing for the freezer crusts that actually turned out super easy, I'm definitely going to be doing this again, is just throwing a blob of dough into a Ziploc bag and then flattening it out. I could roll it out with my rolling pin super easily because it's between the two thick pieces of plastic. And I was able to roll it out into a circle. What I think I'm going to try to do is either I'll freeze it like this and then pull it out of the freezer and cook it frozen with the toppings on it. And it'll be like a thick crust pizza. Or if I want to do a thin crust, I can take it out and let it defrost on the pan for a little while, which shouldn't take too long since it's pretty thin, and then I can roll it out more at the time I'm going to cook it. But that was my plan, and it worked out really well. I did try to do one in this thinner bag, thinking I could make a bunch in these thinner bags and stack them in a Ziploc bag so I don't use so many freezer Ziploc bags because I don't like to use that many. But it was a lot harder to roll it out with the thin plastic. So I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and do them in the freezer Ziploc bags. You could probably do it in the storage Ziploc bags as well and then put those into a big freezer bag, but I don't know if that makes any difference in cost or waste. But yeah, this didn't quite work out. But I will do my best to get the crusts out of the bags without ripping them so that I can actually reuse the bags if I want to. But that worked out really well. I'm definitely going to be doing this more often because I don't like pressing out the dough onto the parchment paper or onto the pan. It's really just monotonous and messy, but just throwing a blob of dough into the bag and pressing it out in the bag was super clean and easy, and I think it'll freeze really well and work great. So I'm really excited about that, and I will do that again. And after I've cooked a few and tested it out and get some cook times and stuff like that, I will do a video on that if it turns out to be as amazing as I think it is. So I got my pizza stuff done, and everyone's going to be having lunch here in a little bit, and then I will be working on the rest of my stuff this afternoon. I also wanted to mention real quick that I did a quadruple batch of dough for the recipe that I put down below. That's, 12 cups of flour. It's a lot. So that made 2 of the big pizza crusts, and then 5 more of the smaller ones that I can press out to be bigger ones if I need to. So 7 crusts altogether for the quadruple batch of dough. So I should be inside getting the rest of the stuff on my list done, but we are having a gorgeous day today. It's supposed to get almost to 70 degrees, which is like the first time this year, I think. And the girls are playing outside and the sun is shining and I just want to relax. So I am taking a break. I'm going to sit here and soak in the sun for a little while before I go back in and finish up my work. I got a little bit of sun out there. I sat out there for a good 30 minutes. It was so nice. It's funny how after it's been winter for so long and you haven't really felt the sun on your skin for a while, how amazing it feels. It was so nice. So I really enjoyed that, but now I am getting back to work. I have all of my stuff out for making the salmon patties, and I'm actually using half tuna, half salmon, because that's what I had, and I want to use up the tuna as well. Got all my eggs, and then I got my pans, I can't do it, over here to put the patties on to freeze. I'll probably cook a few right now just to have something for me to eat. The kids have all eaten the pizza, but I still need to eat some food, so I'll cook a few to eat myself and then freeze up the rest. I am tripling the recipe and I'm going to be making a bunch. I think this will be really nice to have for those times when I just don't have anything ready to go in the fridge and I need to cook something up quick. It'll be really nice to have these in the freezer. So I'm going to get going on this. Here's what the salmon patty mixture looks like. I'm going to start forming patties and I'm going to cook a few here and then put the rest on my pan. It smells delicious. I love how full of veggies this recipe is. And I got my fresh parsley in there from the garden and it just looks really, really good. I can't wait to try this. The patties I got all formed. They look so pretty. I'm gonna throw these in the freezer. Got these cooking here. The mix was a little bit crumbly, and I have done salmon patties with coconut flour before, and I think next time I will do coconut flour again. I think that just absorbs more moisture than the almond flour and makes it less crumbly. But overall, this is a great recipe, and I will taste it real quick. Super good. Very, very flavorful. It's like amazing flavor. So good. Especially with some like a lemon dill sauce or something, or a tartar sauce. It's going to be absolutely delicious. So I am going to sit down and eat lunch and pop these in the freezer. Salmon patties are done, and I'm getting started on the last thing that I'm going to do today. I'm doing the waffle mix. I'm going to get it in some Ziploc bags, put it in the freezer. And then the last thing on my list was German pancakes, and I decided that I will do that in the morning. Tomorrow is Saturday. I will make German pancakes for everyone for breakfast and just make a giant batch and put the rest in the fridge for the rest of the week. So I am going to get blending. I have my arrowroot flour. I'm using arrowroot. Sometimes I use sweet potato flour. Sometimes I use arrowroot, depending on what they have at the store. And this last time I was there, they had arrowroot and not any of the sweet potato flour. So that is what I'm using. I use sunflower seeds, get them all ground up, and the last couple of dry ingredients into the bag. And I will put a link up to my recipe for waffles and how I do the waffle mix up in the cards, so you can check that out if you are interested in the recipe. And I am going to get blending. I got 3 bags of the waffle mix done, and I need to find a space here in my freezer. You can see I have my salmon patties and my pizza crusts, a few of them here. They're already frozen solid. I'm going to try to cook one here in a little bit and show you guys how it turns out. And I need to find a space for my waffle mix, and then I am done for the day. Here's my big bag of frozen salmon patties. I'm going to stick back in the freezer, all ready to go. And I just pulled out one of these frozen pizza crusts, and I'm going to go ahead and cook it real quick. I had some sauce and toppings left over from making pizza earlier. That's easy enough to use up, and I will let you know how long it takes to cook from frozen. So it took about 25 minutes at 400 degrees, and it looks cooked perfectly. I will probably do a dedicated video to the pizza crusts at some point because it turned out really well and it was so easy, and I am all about easy. So that is it for my meal prep for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look down below for any recipe links, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye guys.